Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about the death of gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu. Osinachi Nwachukwu has been entertaining us for years now as a gospel singer. She has brought the presence of God in our churches and in our homes, in our cars, and in our phones. This woman that has brought us closer to God through her spiritual offering of music, has died in a tragic and toxic marriage. And the whole country, and indeed the whole gospel world, are mourning this woman of virtue who unfortunately fall into the hand of a toxic man. I'm happy that the police has taken over the case and that justice will be served to the dead, to the children, and to the extended families. It brought to question the institution of marriage. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but it's also a hurtful thing when the wrong people are in it. Like what happened to Sister Osinachi Nwachukwu. And let me also say it from the beginning that there is no perfect marriage. There is no perfect marriage. Do not be deceived. Whether the marriage is that of Hollywood couples, Nollywood couples, Bollywood couples, high-flying billionaires and millionaires, there is no perfect marriage. Marriage is a work in progress. But the one that can never be walked is a toxic marriage, a violent marriage, like the one that Sister Osinachi endured for years that eventually consumed her. When I say that marriage is not perfect, that there is no perfect marriage, it reminds me a story that was told of a man who went to a herbalist. You know, in Nigeria, we have juju doctors who people go to seek for help, spiritual help. The man went to the juju doctor and said he wanted to be given a charm so that he will never die, so that he will live forever. And the juju doctor told him that he can do it. He asked the juju doctor whether he can do it. The juju doctor said, yes, he can do it. Can give him a charm that will make him to live forever. He will never die. So the juju doctor now told him what to. He asked the juju doctor, what can I do to be able to live forever? The juju doctor told him, don't worry. I want you to go to any family where nobody has ever died. Go and bring sand from that family. Bring it to me, and I will make a charm for you that you will never die. You will live forever. So the young man traveled all over the world and came back frustrated. He told the juju man that I have traveled everywhere. I couldn't see a family where nobody has ever died before. The herbalist shook his head and said, that is to tell you that do not ask for the impossible. The impossible is a perfect marriage. There is no perfect marriage. Even a marriage that has lasted 60 years, 70 years, 50 years is all about work in progress, endurance. But the one that should not be endured, that should not be endured under any circumstance, is the violent one. The one that murder is close by, death is close by, like it happened to Sister Osinachi. She sacrificed her life to retain a marriage that does not work. She sacrificed her life because she apparently was concerned about how the society will view her, how the Christian community will see her. Because even those who are mourning her today, if she had left her husband, there are many that will not embrace her gospel music as they used to. Because whenever they see her, they will see her as a divorced woman. And they would have been blaming her that she couldn't even maintain a home, that she couldn't even take care of her husband. He couldn't even take care of her. She walked away. So before we condemn her, because I see a lot of people condemning her, that she should have walked away, she should have done this or that. Actually, that is what she should have done, walk away with her life. But she didn't. But I will assume that it is because of the reaction of the society, especially our society, and especially in the industry she belonged to, and especially the audience she caters for. The Pentecostals, would they have accepted her if she was a single mother? Would they invite her to their churches? Would they invite her to their programs? This is a question that the Pentecostals should ask themselves. This is the soul searching they need to do. How does the Pentecostals, the born again Christians, the Bible believing Christians, how do they treat a woman who divorced her husband and she's in the ministry? Is it tolerated? Or is it frowned out? Is such a woman ostracized? Or is such a woman received with open arms? That is the big question that needs to be answered. That is the big elephant in the room. The big elephant in the room. How does the Christian community treat a woman who walked away from marriage, a toxic marriage for that matter, and the woman is also in the ministry? Man has been able to get away with divorce. There are many divorce general overseers. Yes, there are many divorce general overseers, and their ministries are still going on, booming. I doubt if a woman divorced her husband and run a big ministry, if the Christian community will be as open-minded as they are with the men. So that is the question that Christians need to ask themselves. How do you reconcile toxic marriage and the ministry? When you walk in the ministry as a singer, a woman, and you walk away, are the doors still open for you? Can you still be spiritual? Can the Holy Ghost still manifest when you minister? Or when you are ministering, people will be looking at you. Look at this woman, she's divorced. What she's singing about. Look at this woman, she couldn't maintain a home. How can she be here singing for us? How can she be here when she's a divorced woman and you cannot guarantee the kind of lifestyle she's living now? But nobody asks the general overseers who have divorced their wives. Some of them have not even remarried. There are some general overseers in this country. They keep on changing wives anytime they want. And they are still considered spirit-filled. People stay strong to their churches and still listen to the messages. But we can't guarantee that the same thing will happen. If it were, the tables were turned and it's a woman that is a GO and she divorced her husband, there will be all manners of insinuations and innuendos. That is why when people are criticizing the woman for not walking away, they should be careful, because nobody knew the level of endurance that woman passed through. We have heard stories even from the mother of Osinachi, ordinary omugo, that is customary in Nigeria, customary in Igbo land. The man never allowed his mother-in-law to come for that. He was a wicked man, an evil man, a man that will seize 2 cars that were donated to the wife and allow the wife to be entering bike. That's wickedness from the pit of hell. A man that will treat the wife like a slave. It's a strange thing to me. These are the kind of things that King Solomon say, have seen some strange things in this world. He has seen strange things. Kings walking on foot and slaves on our horses. That woman was a queen. Nobody know about the Nwachukwu family if not for that woman. She was a blessing to the world. She was a blessing to that family. But look at what she passed through. She couldn't even enjoy some of the gifts that people gifted her because of a wicked man, a toxic man, an evil man. It is good that these people should interrogate what she really passed through and the reason why she endured for so long. Of course, we may never know. We may never know. The world may never know. All the tears when she's in the altar of God singing, all the agonies, all the pains, and the joy she brought. It can never be replicated. her sun has dimmed by an evil soul because of a toxic marriage. I sympathize with her, and I know that she weighed up the options. I can bet that she weighed up the options, and she believed that the best option is to stay and endure and hope for a miracle that the woman will turn good. But we all know that behaviors and actions of men are from their mind. Some of the minds are so crooked and wicked, nothing good can come out of it. That is why it is important that anyone who is in a toxic marriage, a violent marriage particularly, because that is one that easily costs a life. We are aware, am I aware, that also there's also toxic marriage that are not physically violent, but the words coming out of the mouths of partners are so toxic that they are even sharper than a bullet, straight to the heart. There are some women, what they have said to their husbands, the men are dying incrementally just by the words said to them. Those who do not have the strong absorber to be able to endure such caustic tongues have died before their time. They are no less dangerous than physical abusers. So partners should watch it. As we are in a time when the world is mourning Osinachi Nwachukwu, it's a time for people to examine their marriage, look at where they have gone wrong, and make amend. And you who is in the habit of beating people, beating your wife, be careful. You have been beating your wife for the past 10 years. You have been beating your wife for the past 15 years. It has become accustomed to you. You are now a famous wife beater. Everybody knows you in your street. And you are raising shoulders that you don't take nonsense. But you can take nonsense from the federal government of Nigeria. You can take nonsense from your employers. But when you get home, you can't take nonsense. Your ability to endure, your boss in the office can tell you anything. Your business partners can tell you anything. You can endure it. But it's only when you got home. That is when your mouth begins to run. That is when your hand begins to be sharp. Any small thing your wife do, you beat her up. Chinua Achebe, blessed memory, said it all. It is not bravery for a man to beat his wife. Let me say it again. It is not bravery for a man to beat his wife. That is the immortal words of celebrated writer and father of African literature, Professor Chinua Achebe, of blessed memory. Let me say it again. It is not bravery for a man to beat his wife. So I can also paraphrase it to say that it is cowardice for a man to beat his wife. You can endure anything outside. You can tolerate anything outside. Where you run your business, you don't fight with your customers. In the office, you don't fight with your boss. You endure everything. You can take anything. But once you step your foot in your house, nothing that your wife does is okay. You beat her in the morning before you go to work. When you come back, you beat her again and again and again and again. You are a coward. And it will not be long. You'll be arrested. Thank your God if you are arrested before you kill her. Because when you kill her, you'll be charged for murder or manslaughter or whatever they might call it. But you are going to spend time in prison. So that you learn how to control your emotion when you get home. How to control your emotion with your wife, with your partner. The same way you control your emotion when you are speaking with your boss that pays you salary. When you are with the director that gives you contract in the ministry. When you are with a person that is about to give you employment, you behave yourself. He can call you and he can say anything to you. You endure it. So if you can endure insults, if you can endure all manner of ill treatment from other people, from even the government of Nigeria, when you get home, be able to endure your wife's shortcomings and do not raise your hand upon her, because sooner than later you will bear the consequences. That is the message I have for those who are in marriage, for those who are couples, for those who want to be couples, for those who want to get married. Make sure that your marriage is not a toxic marriage. It is not a violent marriage. Learn to endure, but do not endure beyond your capacity. Do not tolerate violence. When a marriage has become violent, walk away. Even God will understand. Reasonable members of the society will understand. Reasonable members of the church will understand. Do not die in a violent marriage. Run, run, run away. Thank you for listening to this. And I want you to hit the subscription button so that whenever we release anything, you'll be among the first to know. Thank you and God bless you.